To ensure we have the best possible outcome, we need the best possible reference for our sketching process. So I'm going to be using this as my reference. I'm just going to go ahead and put you right here. Beautiful. Now, in order to get the best possible outcome, you're gonna need the best possible supplies. Actually, just kidding. You can use literally whatever you have on hand. These pencil crayons are quite bougie and a little expensive, so just use what you got. So now that we got our beautiful reference, we're gonna use that to help us create our sketches for our new and upcoming pumpkins. Ooh, spooky. When you're starting to draw pumpkins, you're gonna think of C's. Except for the middle part, you're gonna kind of do a big O shape, make it a little lumpy, nothing too crazy. But on each side, you're gonna wanna do half C's on the left and then reverse C's on the right. And that kind of gives that lumpy, voluptuous pumpkin shape that we're all going for. One thing that you can do to make each pumpkin different is make sure that these C shapes are different widths or different heights. That way you will make each one unique. You definitely want to keep perspective in mind. So when you're doing a pumpkin like this, you're seeing more of a front-facing profile rather than a top profile and or side profile. So I usually try to make the section closest to me a little bit larger, because if you're looking at something face on, you can't really see what's behind, or if at all. And then with a pumpkin like this where you're seeing more of a top view, I think you would call this bird's eye view, I'm not too sure, but in that case, we're seeing a lot more of the stem and also seeing some of the sections that are on the back side of the pumpkin. But looking back on it now, my pumpkins are actually quite simple compared to what I had in my head, so they're all pretty standard and have, you know, the trunk, or I guess stem? I don't even know what it is. But they are all very basic. I just mainly went a little weird with the shapes, and then the top smallest ones on the page are actually the ones that I did a weirder style with, I guess. I wanted to make a couple normal ones because I am going to be offering these as tattoos for my Halloween tattoo flash days, which will be a lot of fun. So I'll definitely have to order more orange ink, of course. So this grumpy little pumpkin here is actually my favorite one on the entire page. The inspiration for this one was actually that it was one of those old wilted pumpkins that's been sitting on the porch too long, so that's why he's got the buck tooth and the big pouty lip. I just really love how he turned out, and I can't wait for you guys to see the rest. This pumpkin was also super colorful and I love how it turned out, but also take a look at that pussy. But besides that, I really liked the little fangs and the color combination I used on this piece. I hope you all really enjoy it too, and please, please, please stick around until the end of the video because I'm just showing some short clips of each of the coloring processes and making you wait, of course. I gotta build up the anticipation. Here we are with our first little pumpkin, and it's somewhat coming to the end. I'm just quickly going through and doing some coloring now. You're seeing a lot less than what actually went into this piece. A lot of the oranges that I did use didn't actually show up on the paper, but when I was looking at it, I could see it perfectly, and it was just creating such soft, cool blends and amazing tones. I really enjoyed putting the white in and then coloring over it with that yellow mark, or what is it? Pencil crayon. That yellow pencil crayon. It just made the whole thing pop, and each of the sections really stand out by themselves. And then of course the best part, which is the black and purple pencil crayon, that just really helps everything else stand out so much more. So I highly recommend doing that if you're wanting to capture a lot of detail. And here we are on the second one. This one turned out super cute as well, and really tall. It's one of my larger pumpkins and kind of the main focus on the sheet, which I enjoy. But my favorite part about this one was actually when I went in with the line work and did the purple sketching like I am right now. I find it really just puts the piece together and makes everything in each section look so much more crisp. So like I said, highly recommend that. And I always go on the parts that stick out the most with the black pencil crayon, just to make sure that those parts stick out the most. Here's Mr. Pumbusi, and oh my god, he turned out so cute. Here I am doing a secondary light source of a teal light, which contrasts very nicely with the orange of the pumpkin. And here we are with this one. Honestly, it's not my favorite pumpkin on the sheet. It didn't really look that well, and the color blending didn't work since I didn't have any of the colors that match this orangey yellow tone properly, but it is what it is. It filled up a spot. Here's my favorite little guy. Make sure you wait until you can see that pouty little lip. He was so cute. I made sure to make it protrude out the left side there just to make it look extra pouty, and it worked out perfectly. The biggest piece of information I can give you is to make sure you add your shadows and everything. That way it gives a perspective that for example, the stems are sticking out more and coming out towards you, as well as giving it some perspective and light source. Now, I'm the worst when it comes to cutting out paper to fit the frame beforehand. So a good little tip is to take the frame glass and actually put it over your paper. That way you can cut around it to make sure it's lined up properly and you can frame it properly as well. And this is another tip I have, is these things are so expensive, so the best thing you could do is actually cut them in half and then you have just one. But yeah, here we are coming to the end. You can see my wall here and it's looking so full. I'm so excited about it, and I'm hopefully working towards filling up my entire bedroom, but that'll take some time and maybe one day. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I appreciate you watching up until this point. So if you have, please comment pumpkin in the comments, and I will really appreciate a like, maybe even a share, and let me know if you guys tried drawing some pumpkins too. So we're here at the final sexy shots. You finally get to see what they all look like, and I really hope you enjoyed. So I'll see you guys next time.